Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. You already know what to do. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Make sure you don't fall for any spam down below in the comment section. And as always, anything we say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell, but we're going to discuss some things, some really cool topics. Now, before I get started, I just want to remind you that tomorrow, March 16th, is my birthday. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it with you guys. So I'm going live with Stockmo and Keenan Grace, all right? So I'm going to leave a link right here, and you guys just click this link, okay? At the end of the video, I'll have a box with a video in it, but I'll have a link right there up in that little corner there. You guys see it. All right, let's get right into it. Today, I have my friend, Josh Nichols. Hey, you guys know Technical Tuesdays. We go over the technicals, and today we're going to be going over technicals and fundamentals. All right? Anything you want to say to the people? Look right there.
Well, I'm glad to be back here on Technical Tuesdays, and we're ready to bring some new numbers and look at some great stocks for you guys today.
All right, cool in the gang. All right, let's get right into it. So good people, we're going to talk about some things. One of the things we're going to talk about is the crackdown on Chinese stock. All right. So what a lot of you guys don't know, I'm going to make this really short, is there is something called ADRs, right? And so for those of you that have Alibaba and for those of you that have Nio, which are two of the stocks we're going to cover, then you are buying an ADR. Now, that ADR is not the actual stock, but it's an offshore company that is set up to mimic the actual stock. Because let's just take Nio. Nio is an ADR which is traded really on the Hong Kong stock exchange, but it is mimicked through an offshore account because of laws. And it's because of laws on both sides. It's because of laws on the Chinese stock market, and it's also because of laws on the U.S. stock market, all right? So I just want to let you guys know that. Now, before we get to Josh, I want to show you guys something that's very, very interesting, okay? So I'm going to go here to my computer, and I want you guys to see that these are the fundamentals, okay? We got technicals and we got fundamentals. If you guys see, as I typed in Nio, you see what comes up, right? You see Nio as an ADR, right? But you also see Nio here. Look at that. That is the real Nio. Hong Kong. You see that, Josh?
Yeah.
But look over here. The Nio that we're trading is up 3.69%, right?
Yep.
Look at what's happening to the other Nio. They're down 12, let's almost 13%, right? So you guys see that, right? So what I want you to understand is that the Chinese stock market or the Hong Kong exchange, Eastern time, it is 12 hours ahead there, right? So we're green, but they're red, and it's a huge difference. You guys see that, right? And so I want you guys to realize the risk in that. Isn't that something, Josh?
That's surprising.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before.
Yes, I know. I think I thought I would just surprise you with that. And so these are some of the things that you have to know when you're trading. Now, COVID cases are rising in China right now. I was talking to China last weekend and yesterday, and in Hong Kong, and the COVID cases are rising, and that's another thing that is weighing heavy on all Chinese stock. Baidu, Didi, all of these Chinese stock, Nio, Alibaba, all of these Chinese stocks are getting hit. That is one thing, rising Omicron cases, right? But we have the geopolitical situation because what? The relationship between China and Russia. Now, America, we had a conversation with China saying that you cannot partner with Russia and, or else that's going to be hell to pay. All right. So that is what's going on with these Chinese stock that are getting beat down. All right. So I had to open with that so we know everything that's going on. Hope that doesn't make your job harder.
You know,
but
I'm not going to change
yes.
my position.
Okay.
You know, I've thought it through,
Right.
and some people might be surprised by it, but
Okay.
you know, this will be
Yes.
an option for them to see it from a technical perspective.
Okay. And that's what we heard. We're going to give you fundamentals and technicals. So before you go to that, let me show you this. Now, NIO, as we see here, I tried to look at the PE, and, you know, there's no PE shown on NIO. But I'm going to show you here. Here is the Hong Kong NIO. Look at that. Right? Still no PE. But you could see that everything here is the same, right? Net profit, see here, all of that is the same. So you know you're dealing with the same company. See here, net profit. So now what I'm doing is I'm comparing it to Lucid. You know, and we're just comparing. There's no true comparisons, because if you really want to compare it to the companies, you would have to compare it to Tesla. I'm well aware of that. I'm comparing these two based on their price points. Okay, so let's look at this right now. There's no PE on Lucid also. Okay, and so these are some of the things that we got to look at. Now we know we got forward earnings and income. All right, we know that. Right? So Josh, I'm going to let you take it from there, because I just want to chop this video up and give as much information as possible. Okay?
Okay, well, like before, what I'm looking at is purely price action and the technicals. I'm looking at trading ranges. I'm looking at historical trend lines, and I'm looking at current trend lines. Can we look at the chart here?
Yes,
On
let's
NIO?
go.
When we go into this, we have we're really bouncing against the 50-day SMA, right? We are below it, and every time that we come up to get close to essentially kissing it, it begins to sell off again, right? And here I'm going to just kind of get the drawing tool here. You can see that we have been moving away from it, moving back towards it, moving away from it, moving back towards it. I'm going to throw out there that right now we are definitely in an away from it position. Okay, we are still within this trading range, and every time this trading range hits one of these shelves, these previous areas of resistance or support, it gets a bounce.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to point out to everybody who's looking at trading this that we have again come down and hit this shelf at the $13 mark. Okay, and so whereas last week I said to you guys that I didn't like NIO, and I wasn't a buyer of NIO, and I wouldn't touch NIO. I mean, I kind of threw that out there for the global association with Russia. I'm going to tell you right now, as a technical trader, I'm buying NIO today.
Okay. So now, what I'm going to suggest to you is buy it on a Hong Kong exchange, because
I'm going to get a better price, it looks like.
you're going to get a better. Not only that, what is the biggest thing that's weighing down on NIO? Fear. Consumer sentiment, fear. So how do you remove the fear? Buy it on a Hong Kong exchange.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So you're welcome.
Well, you know, I mean, in all seriousness,
Yes.
in the years that we've traded together,
Yes.
these are the exact things that you've brought to me.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah.
are the exact things that you've helped me grow in, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of opened my eyes on both of these, and I
Yeah.
agree with you. If I'm going to get into NIO, let me
Right.
get into it on the Hong Kong exchange.
Exactly. And so that way you de-risk the fear. For those of you that like NIO as a company, which I do, then I just want to take the fear away. And so the best thing for me to do, me, Larry, you do what's best for you, is just to buy it on the Hong Kong exchange and erase the fear. Because of that, I do have a link below called Moo. Right? As a matter of fact, if you download it and make a deposit, of any size, really, right now you're going to get 5 free stock. I believe it's 5 free stock. Just read it down there, click the link below, and one of those free stock is, guess what? NIO. All right. So let's keep it
Well,
going.
yeah, I want to jump
Yep.
into. Go ahead and throw me
Let's
back
go.
on the charts.
Alrighty.
I just want to point out to people before we get far away from Neo what it is that I'm essentially suggesting. So at this price point of $13, okay, I am a buyer. It's come back and hit this support line, but I'm going to tell you that as this 50-day EMA moves down, if we get a rebound back up to the $16 and $17 range, I'm going to begin to move out of my position. So I'm not looking at holding these long, Larry.
Yep.
At this moment in time, I'm not long on a lot of these companies.
That's it. Now, neither am I right now until this geopolitical situation is done. Tomorrow will be the 16th. You got the Fed. And so when interest rates go up, stock like these take a dump. When oil is high, which it still is, even though it's calmed down, these are the type of stock that take a spanking. So there's so many variables why all of these Chinese companies are taking a beating. And it's not just one. They just piling on it, right? So look at the camera and tell people exactly what would be your buy. Just look at, no, without the chart.
Well,
just tell them where would you buy it and where would you sell it?
I'm actually comfortable with where it's at today. All right, so I'm a buyer in the $13 range. And I would say that I would be reducing my position between $17 and $19.
So show there.
Yeah,
Yep.
So right now, like I said before, we're here. We're here on a shelf,
Yep.
right? Okay, right here on this shelf, right here.
Yep.
Okay, we've just come down, and I'm projecting a move upwards, and
Yep.
I'm projecting that we're going to have resistance at the 50 SMA, which I'm imagining, if this downtrend continues, that we can keep me on the chart, Larry. We're probably gonna get rejected, and if we move sideways and break through this trend line, that would be great. If we break through this trend line, I would expect it to go all the way up to 1940. I would expect it to come back and hit that trend line, and then I would expect it to come back up and retest 1940. Larry, before we move on, we got some great feedback in the notes section last week from one of our Technical Tuesdays.
Right.
One of the folks there said that they had made their first successful trade on ChargePoint.
Oh, great.
That we gave them that took profits at 1760, I believe.
So they got in.
They got in.
And they got out.
And they got out. And we've given them, I think we gave them 1770, 10 cents.
Yes.
We were telling them, hey, this is going to be the top.
Right.
And they wisely took profit within 10 cents of that range we gave them.
There you go.
And they said this was my first positive, successful trade.
Exactly. Now, for those of you that's not only dollar cost averaging through, but you're day trading, you're going to have to really look at the fundamentals a lot on a day-to-day basis, because you could get in and get out, make your money, limit your risk. Okay, so let's keep it moving because I don't want this to be a very long video. Let's go to let's just go right over to Lucid. Okay, let's just go to Lucid. Okay, so you know what? Now let's just go to Alibaba, right? Because we're going to deal with Chinese stocks. So now, right now, you have Alibaba, right? Let's look at this. Alibaba is the Chinese Amazon, right? So look at this. The PE ratio is 1990, right? This is what I want to show you guys. But let's look at Amazon, all right? But let's look at the market cap also too, right? Market cap of 210. See here, 210 billion, right? And the PE is 1990. Amazon, if we look at here, market cap is 1.48 trillion, all right? But the PE ratio is 44, let's just say 45, it's 44.93. And so there's a lot that you have to look at, right? And so you ask yourself and look at this price, okay? Of course, we know it's reflected in the amount of shares and all of that, right? And market cap. But if you look at the two stock, hands down, Alibaba is the better buy. It's the better buy.
Absolutely.
But why is it tanking? Retailer sentiment. It's the fear of what? Chinese stock. That's what's going on right now. Good people. And so I just wanted to show you guys there is fear. And we know about the delisting fear and all of that. There's a lot of misinformation out there, right? It's not as simple as it seems, okay? Some people say, oh, your stock will go away. That's not 100% true. And some people say nothing will happen to your stock. That's not 100% true because you have a time frame and anything could happen. It could actually get delisted and you have all of your money in risk. And so that's why I just wanted to compare Alibaba with Amazon. Okay, so I want you to take it from there and go to Alibaba.
Okay, well, let's jump into the charts. We're going to see some very similar things here. I'm going to point out to everybody that, again, we are in a very clearly defined downward trend. Okay, we have our trend lines clearly established. They're largely bouncing off and below the 50-day EMA, which is this red line that we see right here. But I also want to point out that every single time we have hit our trend line, we have definitely gotten a nice bounce. So yet again, we're here on our trend line, which is right around this right around $75 where it hit today.
Yep.
And I'm going to suggest to you that the trade range is between 75 to 108. I would always say that if you get in around 75, 76, 77, and you're able to get up to 105 to 108, don't be afraid to take that profit.
Take your profits.
Okay.
Take your profits. And good people, that's it. Take your profits. This is a time, if you're not getting these long term, which I'm not getting any Alibaba, all right? If you want to get, people were asking me about Alibaba. Me personally, I'm not buying any Alibaba. All right, so I will be purchasing some Nio on a Hong Kong exchange, but I have not yet, as of this, as of the making of this video, I have not purchased any. Okay, you guys know I let go some of it that I had through the U.S. market. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just staying transparent with you guys, but you have to do what you feel. So. The reason why I'm doing this, people say, well, I'm going to dollar cost average down because it just keeps falling. I think personally, it's a safer bet just to buy it on the Hong Kong exchange, which is still going down, right? Let's be clear. It's still going down on the Hong Kong exchange, but de-risk is everything. Risk off. And that's why the market is acting the way it is, because people are what? De-risking, okay? And then there's a ton of money that's on the sideline that is waiting to what? Find the bottom, which no one can. But once they find the coast is clear, all of this liquidity is going to get back into the market. All right. Anything else you want to say?
Well, let me just point out a few more things. Again, I pointed this out in video back last week that we have this downward trend line, which has finally come into meeting a historically a support line that's historic, right? Which I'm going to say right back here is this very strong support area, right? It consolidated here for quite a while and established this price. We have come right down with our current trend line and met that historic trend line. And I'm just going to say that I feel like this is an area where we're going to see a bounce. And even if it's a dead cat bounce, we are probably going to move from 75 back up to, I'm going to say 95. So there's a $20 move there.
Okay. I will tell you guys that a lot of times, even on the technical, he and I disagree. And I would tell you in trading, find someone that disagrees with, that challenges you. Okay. Find someone that challenges you and you'll become a better trader. But I will say, as far as Nio is concerned, I 100% agree with you, because when I did my technicals on it, it lines up exactly with what you
Well, haven't we found, Larry, that when we actually get together and talk, we'll talk about a bunch of stocks.
Yes.
When we find that over the course of that conversation, let's say an hour goes by, we say, what did we agree on?
Exactly.
And there was one in particular from both of ours that we spent the most time talking about.
Yep.
And every time we got into that,
we made some money. Every time, good people. And so, hey, I suggest you guys establish these relationships. Hey, I'm going to cut it off right there. Just like always, I am going to ask you, if you like this with Josh, Technical Tuesdays, we're going to just keep it coming. and leave us some comments if you want to continue this. Every now and then we'll go live, but it just gets long. I just want to hit you with some shorter videos, hit you with a lot of information, and be done. All right, good people. Hey, make sure you check out all the links below. If you are going to buy Nio, there is a lot you have to understand. Even to transfer your Nio, it's like $830 to transfer your existing Nio. So if you don't have $830 worth of Nio to transfer over, then don't do it. It's better for you to just buy it on a Hong Kong exchange and start adding your positions there, because it's the same thing. If you start buying your new positions there rather than trying to dollar cost average down in this one, you're actually safer to me. All right. So let me know what you guys think about it. I'm not trying to talk you out of your Nio selling or anything. Again, I am going to buy in a Nio. I like the company. But remember, there's still risk. Just like anything in the stock market is still risk. All right, good people. We're going to leave it right there. Hey, say goodbye to the people, man.
Thanks for having me again, Larry. And as always, I hope that people out there are making money. You know, Larry and I are both here to, to educate and to encourage and to inspire. And I hope that the content that we're bringing is doing just that for you.
That's cool, man. Hey, somebody said, hey, man, what about that jam on the sign off out? All right, so I'm going to sign off out, and make sure you check out myself on my birthday, March 16th. Y'all come on in to the live chat with myself, Stock Mo, and Keenan Grace. We're just going to pour into you guys. All right, live, love, laugh, and learn. Let's go. What's up, good people?